So let's build on that question and maybe broaden it. When's the right time to use SDRs, and where do you see SDRs maybe going wrong in sales organizations today?
The right time to use, I don't know, as soon as you start selling, right now, I'm doing most of the selling. We have a couple folks who are in that capacity, work very closely with me, and helping me get in front of opportunities.
So it could be as early as founder selling?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
And then for did you set that up at OfferPop, the SDRs?
Yeah, we had a couple, but we built the team out. I think at its largest, it was, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 people. I think just generally speaking at scale, my view on that channel is when used appropriately, I think it can be very effective. And the way I've always approached it is, and pretty much the same at Cheetah Melon and OfferPop, is I think of it okay, as a salesperson, I've always sold products that were worth, it was not the same price to everyone, right? So we could sell a deal to Kohl's at Cheetah Melon for $3.5 million. We could sell something to Paragon Sports for $75K. So what I'm doing for my team at an aggregate level is I'm defining who are the top 100, depending on the size of the team, but per rep, who are your top 30 to 50 prospects, right? And those are yours, right? Because they're the ones, you close one of them, they'll take care of your quarter, could take care of your year if it's big enough. And that's to me, it's just too risky to outsource completely to a BDR.
So you require your AEs to do some of that work for the kind of most important stuff in their book?
Yeah, absolutely. Because and especially in an enterprise level, I mentioned Kohl's. Kohl's literally took 2.5 years to get into the opportunity. 2.5 years of, hey, how did the Packers do this week? What's going on with the Brewers? A lot of relationship building, and I think that helped because when it was time to get the ball rolling, I was able to stay consistent with them for that contact for a very long time. Where I think BDRs play a role is partnering for those larger accounts. So is there an opportunity to go and help me map the organization, or help me do things where you accelerate the relationship, help me find research, things like that I'm willing to give you meeting credit for to do that work, because it's very, very valuable. And then I think the things that I've always had BDRs work on was very much okay, once you get from account 31 to account, let's say the middle third, they're the ones that's hey, let her rip, because those deals typically are faster moving. They're not as strategic. It's a good training ground. There's a higher volume of them. I don't care if I don't care as much if they have a bad call. They're learning, we're learning, and it works well. And then over time, if a BDR gets good enough, you obviously want to promote them into a sales role. So I think that's how I've always structured it, and it's turned out okay for me.
Any major mistakes you'd go back and do right after having done it?
I think I read a lot about this of how to compensate that organization, and I think I don't know, I've gone through the trials and tribulations of putting the wrong again, salespeople, BDRs included, are put a plan and they're going to execute to it, and putting just a hey, set up X number of meetings. You get it was the wrong thing, and what we ultimately changed to at OfferPop was a point system, so that certain deals or certain opportunities were more valuable to us. Certain industries, certain segments, based on our pricing structure, certain deals were larger, and putting a point system so that there was value to them to be able to hit their numbers faster when they're delivering more value to the sales organization. I think that was probably the biggest miss and correction.